A 10-year-old boy proudly wore a Nazi uniform while secretly hiding the very person he was taught to hate inside his own home. And what he discovered would change everything. My name is Jessica Moore, and welcome to Jessica Recaps. The story began in a small German town during the final days of World War II. Bombs were falling, fear was everywhere, but 10-year-old Jojo saw none of it. In his mind, war was an adventure. Jojo was obsessed with being the perfect Nazi. He worshipped the ideology, he dreamed of being a hero, and most disturbingly, his imaginary best friend was Adolf Hitler. But here's the thing, Jojo couldn't even tie his own shoes. Still, that didn't stop him from joining the Hitler youth camp with his best friend, Yorkie. The boys arrived excited, ready to prove themselves. They were given uniforms, daggers, and a sense of pride far bigger than they understood. The camp quickly turned intense. They trained with grenades, learned combat tactics, and were taught twisted ideas about Jewish people. The girls were separated, trained for domestic roles and motherhood. During a training exercise, Jojo was handed a small rabbit and told to kill it. The older boys watched, waiting. Jojo froze. His hands shook. He couldn't do it. So one of the boys snatched the rabbit and killed it himself, then laughed. From that moment on, Jojo earned a cruel nickname, Jojo Rabbit. Humiliated, Jojo ran into the woods, tears streaming down his face. That's when his imaginary Hitler appeared, cheering him up, telling him rabbits were actually brave. And somehow, Jojo believed him. Determined to prove himself, Jojo rushed back to camp, but things went horribly wrong. He grabbed a grenade, threw it badly, and it bounced right back. The explosion knocked him out instantly. When Jojo woke up days later, everything had changed. His face was scarred, his leg was damaged. The war he once romanticized had finally touched him. But his mother, Rosie, was there. She hugged him tightly, reminding him that no matter what, he still had her. And that mattered more than anything. Jojo returned to the Hitler Youth, but he was no longer a soldier. Instead, he was given small tasks, handing out propaganda, delivering messages. It wasn't glamorous, but Jojo still clung to his beliefs. Until one day, everything shifted. He came home to an empty house. It was quiet, too quiet. Then he heard a noise coming from his sister's room. His heart raced as he stepped inside. He noticed something strange on the wall, a hidden space. Slowly, he opened it, and what he found shocked him. A girl, a teenage girl hiding inside his house. Her name was Elsa, and she was Jewish. Jojo panicked. He screamed, ran, tried to escape, but she caught him. Calm, firm, and completely unafraid, Elsa told him the truth. His mother was hiding her, and if Jojo told anyone, they would both die. For the first time, Jojo's perfect world cracked. He didn't know what to do. That night, he argued with his imaginary Hitler, trying to make sense of it. Eventually, he decided to study her, to prove everything he believed was true. So he made a deal. Elsa could stay, but she had to teach him about Jewish people. At first, Elsa played along. She told him ridiculous lies about horns, mind control, strange abilities. But Jojo slowly started to notice something. None of it felt real, because Elsa didn't feel like a monster. She felt human. And this is where everything began to change. Meanwhile, Jojo's mother continued to show signs that she didn't support the regime. One night, she even dressed up like Jojo's father, pretending to scold him just to teach him empathy. It was strange, confusing, but it stayed with him. Back with Elsa, Jojo tried to hurt her emotionally by forging a letter from her fiancé, Nathan, breaking up with her. But when he saw her reaction, her pain, he immediately regretted it. So he wrote another letter, a kinder one. From that moment, something shifted between them. They weren't enemies anymore. They were something else. But outside their home, the world was getting darker. People were being executed in the streets. The war was collapsing. Jojo started noticing things he couldn't ignore anymore. And then, the worst thing happened. One afternoon, Jojo saw a crowd gathering. Curious, he walked closer, and then he saw it. His mother. Hanging. Gone. Just like that. The world shattered. Jojo collapsed, holding her legs, trying desperately to process what he was seeing. He couldn't even tie her shoe, something so simple, something he'd failed to learn. And now it was too late. Broken and filled with rage, Jojo returned home. He blamed Elsa. He tried to stab her, but he couldn't do it. Instead, he broke down in tears. And Elsa, the person he once hated, held him, comforted him. In that moment, Jojo lost everything and gained something unexpected: understanding. After that, life became survival. The city fell apart. Food became scarce. Jojo and Elsa relied on each other. They read letters. They shared quiet moments. They became family. Then one day, chaos erupted. Explosions, gunfire, soldiers everywhere. The war had reached its end. Children were being sent into battle. The streets turned into a nightmare. Jojo hid, terrified, watching everything crumble around him. And then it was over. Germany had lost. The Allies took control. Soldiers were captured, and Jojo was almost executed until Captain Klenzendorf saved him at the last second, sacrificing himself in the process. Jojo survived, but at a cost. When he returned home, he faced one final choice. Elsa could finally be free, but if she left, he would be alone again. So he lied. He told her Germany had won, just to keep her there. But deep down, he knew it was wrong. And this is where everything truly changes. Jojo looked at his drawings, at the memories of his mother, at the person he had become, and he made a decision. He told Elsa the truth. The war was over. She was free. At first, she didn't believe him. When she stepped outside and saw the American flags, she slapped him. Hard. But not out of anger. Out of everything they had been through. Then, in the silence that followed, something beautiful happened. They didn't cry. They didn't speak. They danced. Because for the first time in a long time, they were free. And that's where the story ends. A boy who started with hate ended with love. A child shaped by war chose compassion instead. And in the middle of all the darkness, two broken souls found something real. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow.